the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Joint Task Force Seahawk apprehends smuggled cigarettes in Samal. Joint security efforts lead to DI Maote Group members surrender. Marcos wants measures that fully bring life to Constitution and protect the country's territory. Senate ratifies bill to amend rice tariffication law.
Good day everyone, as well as our troops at Camp Emilio Aguinaldo, Quezon City. Today is Friday, September 27, and we will bring you the latest news from the armed forces and other information around the Philippines. In behalf of Rof Suzon, this is Jhai Simbajon for AFP Community News.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Joint Task Force Seahawk, through the patrol vessel PG-906, successfully seized a large-scale smuggling operation in the waters of island Garden City of Samal. A total of 32,600 reams of smuggled cigarettes with an estimated market value of 37,359,600 pesos were seized during the operation. 11 individuals involved in the transportation of the contraband were apprehended and immediately brought to the Sasa police station for further investigation and appropriate legal actions. Meanwhile, the JTF Seahawk ensured that all apprehended persons and seized goods were adequately accounted and turned over to authorities for disposition.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And the 5th Mechanized Infantry Kaagapay Battalion and the Lanao del Norte Police Provincial Office successfully facilitated the surrender of 2 alleged members of the Dawla Islamiyah Maote Group. The successful negotiation of their surrender was made possible by the 53rd Mechanized Company of the 5th Mechanized Infantry Battalion along with personnel from Lanao del Norte PPO. The 2 individuals, now in the custody of the Provincial Police Office of Lanao del Norte, are also surrendered firearms and ammunition. The said individuals were formally presented during 3rd Quarter Joint Provincial Peace and Order Council meeting held in Pigkarangan Tubod, Lanao del Norte.
DWDD Armed Forces News. Armed Forces Radio Report.
We have a report coming in about 3rd Field Artillery Battalion conducts tree planting activity in Capiz. Go on for the details, Gina.
Yes, Jai, the 3rd Field Artillery Hell Every Shell Battalion conducted tree planting activity at Headquarters 3rd FAB AAR Philippine Army Camp Macario B. Peralta Jr. Hamindan, Capiz. The activity with the theme of raising 1 million fruit-bearing trees is a transformative initiative that benefits both environment and communities. Meanwhile, the effort tackles climate change, enhances food security, and empowers communities, leaving a lasting legacy of resilience and a greener future. This is Gina reporting for AFP Community News, One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Gina.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And the Philippine Army continues to strengthen its campaign against loose firearms in Cotabato City as part of its measure for the upcoming election. The 6th Civil Military Operations Kasangga Battalion Commanding Officer, Lieutenant Colonel Roden Orbon, Philippine Army, highlighted the success of the intensified small arms and light weapons management program with the Cotabato City Police Office, wherein firearms and war materials were surrendered. With this, a simple ceremonial turnover for the 6 loose firearms was held in the 6th CIMOB Battalion Headquarters at PC Hill, Cotabato City. Meanwhile, 6th Infantry Division and Joint Task Force Central Commander Major General Antonio Navarrete, Philippine Army, lauded the success of the troops and its partner agencies and reiterated the call for a peaceful and organized May 2025 election in Cotabato City.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And the 5th Infantry Division conducted the second batch of 5th ID Peace Program at Barangay Santiago, Solsona, Ilocos Norte. The 15-day activity was aimed at giving livelihoods to the 60 participants through education, training, and mastery of skills. Present during the event were Brigadier General Ferdinand Melchor C. de la Cruz, Commander of the 501st Brigade, Mr. Jose Q. Chan Jr. of the Career Builders Skills Training and Assessment Center, and the local officials of Solsona. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Colonel Felipe M. Haramilia, Infantry General Staff Corps, Philippine Army, Commanding Officer of the 102nd Infantry Kaakibat Battalion, lauded and expressed appreciation for the support of the local government unit of Solsona.
DWDD. Armed Forces News. Armed Forces Radio. Report.
For other updates, let us hear the details about 53rd Infantry Battalion and partners hold 2-day refinement planning workshop at Pagadian City. Go ahead, Angel.
The 53rd Infantry Matapat Battalion of the Philippine Army with its partner agencies held a 2-day refinement planning workshop for the Zamboanga del Sur Transformation Program at the Executive Hall of the Provincial Capital, Barangay Santo Niño, Pagadian City. The said transformation program was designed to strengthen approaches for the provincial efforts in fostering stability, concentrating on reintegrating friends rescued or FRs into the mainstream society. The workshop centered on essential areas like livelihood and opportunities for employment, in collaboration with DOLE and TESDA to ensure that those who have transitioned are equipped with the necessary skills and the processes to sustainable employment. Meanwhile, 53rd IB Commanding Officer Lieutenant Colonel Rolando Vargas Jr. Philippine Army underscores the significance of collaboration in securing lasting peace. This is Angel Cruz Camomot reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Angel.
DWDD. Armed Forces News.
And the Provincial Peace and Order Council, Provincial Anti-Drug Abuse Council, and the Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council held its third quarter joint meeting in Apayao. In the said meeting, the Philippine Army presented the anti-insurgency situation, while the Philippine National Police reported in the province's anti-criminality situation. Additionally, the Department of the Interior and Local Government of Apayao provided insights into the Peace and Order and Public Safety Plan, and the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency provided an overview of the anti-drug abuse situation, and various concerned agencies raised issues related to public safety. The meeting concluded with a call for continued collaboration and a commitment to strengthening disaster preparedness across all levels of government and the community.
DWDD. Armed Forces News.
And for our national news,
DWDD. National News.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is pushing for the immediate passage of the measures to fully bring to life to the Constitution and protect the territory. This includes the West Philippine Sea. At the 63rd founding anniversary of the Philippine Constitution Association at Malacanang Palace, Marcos said it was a high time for the three branches of government to take decisive action by committing themselves to the unfinished work of democracy. PBBM said they must acknowledge that many of the laws that fully bring to life to the Constitution remained unpassed. He also assured the public that the government continued to assert the country's sovereignty and jurisdiction to protect the integrity of its national territory.
DWDD. National News. Armed Forces Radio. Report.
From 6th Civil Relations Group, let us hear some information from June Pilayo about information drive held for tourist guides and boat operators in Puerto Princesa City.
An information drive for tourist guides and boat operators was successfully conducted on September 26, yesterday at Sabang Wharf, Sitio Sabang, Barangay Kabayugan. The event provided critical training and awareness on various topics relevant to the local community. The 505th Search and Rescue Group led a session on humanitarian assistance and disaster response, equipping participants with essential skills to effectively respond to emergencies. particularly in coastal areas. A key feature of the event was a talk on recruitment and infiltration awareness delivered by a member of Katropang. The discussion focused on identifying and preventing recruitment and infiltration efforts that could threaten the safety and security of local communities. Given the ongoing maritime tensions, the event also included a West Philippine Sea awareness program, emphasizing the importance of protecting national maritime interests and addressing the impacts of territorial disputes on local livelihoods. The event concluded with the distribution of Certificate of Participation, and West Philippine Sea awareness stickers were handed out to further promote awareness of the region's geopolitical significance. This activity aimed to enhance the knowledge and preparedness of local operators regarding both environmental challenges and security concerns, contributing to the overall safety and resilience of the community. And that's the latest update. This is Private Pelayo reporting for AFP Community News. One AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Jun Pilayo.
DWDD National News.
And the Senate approved the bicameral conference committee report on the bill amending the Republic Act 11203 or Rice Certification Law. The Senate version of the measure was also ratified by the House of Representatives. In the proposal, the Rice Competitiveness Enhancement Fund, which was supposed to end this year, will be extended until 2031, while its fund will be increased to 30 billion pesos per year from the current 10 billion pesos.
DWDD National News.
And the Bureau of Customs clarifies that there is no congestion in Manila ports. This follows report that the rice shipments were accumulating at the Port of Manila and the Manila International Container Port, raising concerns over potential delays. Customs Commissioner Benvenido Rubio said the delays are not caused by port-related issues, but simply the practice of importers in maximizing the 30-day allowable period to claim their shipments. Based on custom records, there are only 258 containers of rice remaining at the Manila Ports Yard.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
On the other line, let us hear from Meljoy about Federation of Indigenous Peoples Organizations launch in Tarlac. Meljoy?
Yes, Rolf, about 267 members of indigenous peoples organizations composed of 7 former militiang bayan and communist terrorist group supporters gathered for the Federation of Tarlac Indigenous Peoples Organizations during the Tarlac IP Organizations Convention held at Armor Pambato Division Officers Clubhouse Camp O'Donnell, Barangay Santa Lucia, Capas, Tarlac on September 24, 2024. The activity was made possible through the efforts and initiative of the 3rd Mechanized Infantry Battalion under the operational control of the 702nd Infantry Brigade, 7th Infantry Division, Philippine Army, in collaboration with 71st Infantry Battalion and different government agencies. These members are from the 6 established and organized people's organizations, namely the Solid Indigenous New Adventures Guide, Sitio Tala San Jose Farmers Association, Tangan-Tangan Nabiliyeng Tribe Organization of San Jose, Tambayan Agriculture Cooperative of Capas, Labnay Tribe Organization of Mayantok, and Indigenous Peoples Center of Agriculture and Resources of Economic Development of San Clemente, all from Tarlac Province. The Federation aims to enhance the capacity of people's organizations to establish livelihood opportunities through training and programs in collaboration and partnership with different government agencies to have a united and collective voice of IP organizations in the province of Tarlac and promote familiarity, camaraderie, and develop good working relationships with other members of people's organizations. Meanwhile, Brigadier General Cesar A. Molina, the commander of the 702nd Infantry Brigade, highlighted the collaborative efforts and initiative of the 3rd Mechanized Battalion and 71st Infantry Battalion in partnership with different government agencies in forming these IP organizations and bringing them services and programs from the government. This is Meljoy Nesho Arroco reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Meljoy.
DWDD National News.
And President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. signed into law the Anti-Agricultural Economic Sabotage Act. The newly signed law will initiate proactive measures to prevent the entry of smuggled agricultural products. President Marcos emphasized that the passage of the law will ensure that the correct duties and taxes are paid while imposing higher penalties on violators. Under the law, smuggling, hoarding, profiteering, and cartel operations involving agricultural and fishery products will now be classified as economic sabotage, a non-bailable offense punishable by life imprisonment.
DWDD National News.
And the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines said they will upgrade communications, navigation, surveillance, and air traffic management system. CAAP said these advancements will result in more efficient air traffic operations and reduced delays. This will improve the overall experience of both airlines and passengers. The upgrades came days after the management of the Ninoy Aquino International Airport was handed over to the new NAIA Infrastructure Corporation.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio Report.
And let us hear from Leonor about Philippine Air Force participates in ADA's 2024 exhibition. Leonor?
The Philippine Air Force showcased its capabilities on the first day of the 5th Asian Defense and Security Crisis Management Exhibition and Conference, or ADAS 2024, held at the World Trade Center in Pasay City. The Philippine Air Force booth showcased a dynamic array of displays ranging from aircraft to flight, simulator, and key defense systems. With this, the Philippine Air Force aims to strengthen its networks, identify potential partnerships, and gain access to innovative defense technologies that can contribute to the modernization and enhancement of its core systems. ADAS 2024, organized by APAC Expo PTA Ltd. in the Philippines' largest defense and security exhibition. This is Leonor reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Leonor.
DWDD National News.
And the Senate was scheduled for a legislative recess from September 28 to November 3 to allow senators seeking a re-election to file the respective certificates of candidacy. Senate President Cheese Escudero said the upper chamber has around 41 sessions days left before the end of the 19th Congress. With a little time left, Escudero added that they are considering passing as many of the President's priority bills as possible. Among the priority measures for second reading were the amendments to the Right of Way Act, the National Water Resources Management Act, and E-Governance Act.
DWDD National News.
And 6 Filipino seamen will return home after being acquitted of drug smuggling charges in Turkey. Eddie Abelio, Pather John Bobiles, Jonel Dalumpines, Danves Ruales, John Solima, and Ariel Carmelo Vargas were scheduled to be repatriated tomorrow, Saturday. Kabayan Party List Representative Ron Salo said he is grateful that they will finally be going home with their families and loved ones. Salo said these seafarers have endured a grueling and emotional ordeal.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio Report.
More updates from Beth about 9th Field Artillery Battalion Special Operations Units conducts OFP practical exercises at Nueva Ecija. Beth?
The students from the 9th Field Artillery Battalion, along with the Special Operations Unit, underwent the Observed Fire Procedure practical exercise at the headquarters of 1BCT Firing Range, Port Magsaysay, Nueva Ecija. The said activity will prepare the student for their upcoming roles as forward observed during the imminent live fire exercise of the unit. All participants alleged in the series of scenarios that simulated real-world conditions, reinforcing their tactical skills and decision-making abilities and providing fire adjustment. The exercise strengthened the participants' skills and equipped them with the necessary expertise to support their units in successfully executing fire mission. This is Beth Taniete reporting for the EFP Community News, one EFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Beth Taniete.
DWDD National
And the Social Security system is optimistic that new members' registration could reach 4 to 5 million this 2024. SSS said its new member registration has reached 2.4 million as of end July, surpassing the agency's 2 million target of this year. SSS President and Chief Executive Officer Rolando Macasait emphasized that the agency remains steadfast in their mission to further broaden their membership base and cover all Filipinos in the workforce. Data show that Luzon recorded the highest number of new members with more than 882,000.
DWDD National News.
And the Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center warned the public against SIM suspension scam. CICC Executive Director Alexander Ramos told the users to ignore calls from individuals threatening to suspend their SIM card registration for allegedly having been used in illegal activities. He added that the public should be alert at all times and not be deceived by people who pretend to be the DICT or be from DICT or any other government agency. Ramos also called on those who encounter such a scam to report them to the Interagency Response Center Hotline 1326.
DWDD National News. DWDD Armed Forces Radio Report.
Now let's hear a reporting on the ground about 94th Infantry Battalion. DES conduct tree planting activity. Go on for the details, Jay.
Yes, Jhai, the 94th Infantry Battalion, together with Danao Elementary School and local officials of Barangay Danao, conducted a tree planting activity. The said activity aimed to promote environmental care and sustainability in the community. Lieutenant Colonel Siegfried D. Tayaban, Infantry GSC, Philippine Army Commanding Officer of 94th IB, underscored the significance of teamwork between the military and local communities to support sustainable development. This tree planting event is one of many efforts under the Mobile Community Sustainment Support Program, which aim to strengthen community relationships, raise environmental awareness, and contribute to sustainable growth in the barangay. This is Jay Canyo reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Jay Canyo.
DWDD National News.
And for our final news, the Philippine Red Cross announced that it has heightened its readiness in anticipation of the La Nina phenomenon. PRC Chairman and Chief Executive Officer Richard Gordon emphasized the importance of planning to effectively respond to disasters and emergencies. He mentioned that they will intensify their hot meal and water distribution efforts along with other humanitarian services in affected areas in case of flooding. The agency is also strengthening health promotion seminars to safeguard vulnerable communities from flood-related diseases.
DWDD National News.
And that's all for today's broadcast. Thank you for joining us, especially to our audience in our Facebook page, AFP Radio DWDD. Don't forget to tune in next week for more updates, same time, same station. Again, this is Jhai Simbajon for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio. Boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas.